What up, G Life? It's your boy MC Shadow back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know, it does help my channel get into the algorithm. Now, the reason I've been uploading here and not on my other channel is because I'm suspended from YouTube for 1 week due to violation because, you know, apparently people like to report certain videos because they can't handle the truth. So I'm suspended for a week under the channel, right? But I was talking with, you know, the homies. We're chilling, right? We're actually recording something, right? But we're conversating. And the homie, you know, certified, who's the one that helps me with the battle raps and all that, right? He also makes beats, so, you know, he's the homie, right? Um, and so he watches YouTubers and YouTube channels, right? And, you know, he'd be telling me, like, hey, have you watched this individual or this video or this and that? You know, and there's certain people that I'd be like, yeah, and there's certain people that I just don't mess with just for personal reasons, right? And, you know, just because I don't mess with somebody doesn't mean I'm gonna tell somebody not to mess with somebody. You know what I mean? If I don't like somebody, that's a me thing. I'm not like those type of people that is like, oh, if I don't mess with them, then you guys can't mess with them because you guys are cool with me. As retarded, those are girl games, right? So there's individuals that he will show me, and I'll be like, that fool's not a real gang member. You know, I don't think he's a real G, whatever. You know, my personal opinion, right? And, you know, time after time, he's been like, damn, man, hey, it came out of this and that. And he's like, man, how do you know this? You know what I mean? It's because certified, he don't gangbang. He's a white boy, right? You know, but he grew up with us, right? But he don't bang. And that's the thing, though, because he didn't grow up amongst homeboys like that, you know? Like, in the mix, you know, he's not able to separate, you know, what's, you know, gimmicks from reality, right? And that's one of the things, you know, that the homies were saying, like, man, it's a trip because, you know, we're talking about Hoodie from the Hood, right? Hoodie from the Hood, and who's the other one? I think it was Locked Out TV, right? How, man, these fools keep it real. They should have more subscribers, you know, like. And I told them, yeah, but the thing is that the internet doesn't respect real. The internet doesn't want real gangster, doesn't want real individuals. It doesn't, because the internet got used to what it thinks that a gang member is, right? Whatever they seen on movies or heard on music, that's what they think a gangster is, right? But it's not. You know, obviously that's Hollywood. You know, what are they gonna know about the gangster life? You know, they just were putting out there what they thought it was or how they thought it goes, right? Yeah, people want to grab that and think that that's what a real gangster is, but it's not. It's Hollywood. Um, because if you see all the people who are successful, you know, turn out to not be real G's. And I'm not here to put down channels or hate on anybody. I'm only calling facts. I'm only telling, you know, the truth, you know, what it is. I'm not here to hate on somebody. I'm just spitting out, you know, what is already out there and, you know, the truth, right? Like, for example, you know, Wes Watson. You know, anybody who's from the streets obviously knows that Wes Watson is lying when he's telling his stories. I'm not hating on the man. I don't wish him, you know, I don't wish his downfall or I don't wish, you know, his bad luck on him. I'm just saying the truth, bro, that what he's talking about is lies, right? But since he's all tattooed and always talking shit and yelling, people think that that's intimidating, that that's real thug, you know, that that's a real gangster, you know. When those who are from the streets already know that that's not how a real homie carries himself, right? C-Mac the Loke, right? Another person who's tattooed everywhere and is always talking smack about individuals and Hoover Destruction Killer and all this and that. But, you know, turns out he was a hood hopper and you know, every individual he disses, you know, he then, you know, he sees him in person and he's over there, you know, hugging and shaking hands, you know, far from what gangster is, you know. So, you know, it's another one. You know, individuals like, you know, not to speak on him because he's dead or whatever, but Savage Studio, another individual who's tattooed and who was always talking shit. And if you notice, all these individuals talk about how big they are. Man, I'm like 6 foot something, and I'm swole, man. I'll knock you, I'll mash your little ass, and always mentioning their how big they are and how tall they are. You know what I mean? C-Max, another one who always mentions his height and how big he is. You know, Savage, another one, was blasted, and you know, turned out that he was lying, and you know, and the thing is that I know Savage Studio comes from my area, right? I know Savage Studios. I know the real him, you know. I never made a video insulting the individual. I only made one video talking about him on my other channel once, right? And I wasn't even talking smack. I just, spoke, the truth, of what I thought about the individual, right? And he never made a response video responding back to me or talking smack to me or anything like that. Because he know, not saying that he was scared of me or anything like that, but he knows that I knew the real him, right? Because, I do know the real him. And he wasn't what he was, portraying to be. But I never made a video, pointing that out or whatever. I let him do his thing and his channel. I just wouldn't watch, just the clips that people were sending me. But I already knew, like, no, yeah. When I first was coming onto YouTube, yeah, I scoped out some of his videos and I was just like, bro, why you like, but hey, people could do whatever they want, so that's why I never called it out. I just let him be, because I already knew what it was. Another one, like Gunners Collective, who's tattooed and all that, and talking about how big he is and how he'll, and they're always talking shit about everybody, C-Mag, Savage, or, all these individuals act the same, all tattooed, talk about how big they are, how they'll smash this person, how they'll take their girls, how they'll bone this person, how they'll this and that, and how they've been in everything, and how this and that, you know what I mean? But it's all the same pattern, though, you know what I mean? Whack 100 and other individuals always talking smack on here. Huh? Real gangsters don't carry themselves like that, bro. Real gangsters ain't doing none of that, And I'm not saying that all the people that are tattooed like that, are weenies and stuff like that. But a lot of them individuals do that stuff. I seen it I seen it myself, individuals from different hoods, all tattooed, who turned out to be no good, who turned out to be weenie. I had them in my neighborhood, fools blasted, who are straight softer than cotton, bro. It's all an act, bro. It's a gimmick, as time goes, that's a beautiful thing about time, bro. That it shows people's true colors, you just got to give it time and it'll come out. And time after time, it never fails, right? So people will go to that a great extent to getting all because they don't want no one confronting them. They want to intimidate people with their looks, right? They want to portray the role, right? So that way people think that they're gangster or don't want to test it because they think that they're crazy. That's why they talk all that shit and try to, give off this intimidating look because they don't really want to be pressed. They don't really want to be pushed, bro. And the reason they could do all of this is because they don't even go outside, bro. So they don't have to worry about getting caught slipping, you know what I mean? But they will go to that great extent, by getting tattooed and everything like that, bro. They will. Their face and everything, bro. Just to try to fit in, bro. Trust when I say that. Ask anybody from the streets, bro. They could tell you what I'm telling you, bro. I don't never got to lie or front right here. All of that shit is just an act. It's gimmicks. Now, the homies that are blasted, that are with it, they don't carry themselves like these individuals. They don't be talking smack. They're cool as hell, bro. Like you meet them and man, like they're so cool that you even forget that they have tattoos. They never point it out. Not like these individuals who want to come on the camera with no shirt, showing their tattoos and talking all that smack. Notice when they talk the smack, they're always shirtless or some shit like that. You know what I mean? They want to give that image, bro, but it's like, who are you fooling? It's not working. It may fool people who are not from the streets because to them that might look intimidating, but those who come from the street could see through all those games because we seen individuals try to play those games throughout being in the streets, bro, and so we could already separate what's real from what's fake. There's individuals who come into a party, take off all their shirts to make sure everyone looking around, make sure that people are looking, making sure that they talk extra loud. Hey, remember when I sucked up that fool? Like talking about some irrelevant shit. Like, what the hell? Like, why you bringing that up for? Like, randomly out of nowhere, and saying it loudly and looking around, making sure people are hearing. Because they want to set the image, bro. They want to lay the foundation. Same like these individuals on the internet who are always talking smack and dissing fools and everything. But it's like real individuals don't carry themselves like that. You know what I mean? They carry themselves with respect and class. They don't ever have to talk or intimidate people. They don't have to try to sell you this image because they know what they're made out of. They know what they're about, so they don't have to try to sell it to you. If people question it or might question it, all they could do is ask or test it themselves, and they could find out from there. And they don't mind being tested. That's the reason they don't give off all this. With the one that says he has a gun, the reason he's saying it is because he doesn't want to use it. That's why he hopes by him saying it to people that, and they, they're aware that he has it, that they won't want to, press on him compared to, you think that that guy's a weenie, you over there, you go and start some shit, next he whips out that caliber and you done. Um, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. The loudest one in the room is always the softest, bro. No individual carries themselves like that. Those being around in the streets know that homies don't like somebody who thinks that they're the shit, who's always talking all that smack, because their homies are gonna be, all right, Mr. Tough Guy, let's see what you about. So they already know that homies don't like individuals behaving that way, so they don't act that way, right? They know how to carry themselves, right? So they're never, trying to be all this and that, because then they know that, especially incarceration, bro, and especially behind the walls, they don't like somebody who brags and talks about the shit that they do. Don't talk about it, be about it is the motto, right? We don't want to hear about it, just do it. um, right, because those who come in there and try to acting big and bad are always the ones that are going to get tested. You know what I mean? Because people don't like individuals that carry themselves like that. Nobody likes a loudmouth. And that's why the loudest one is always the weakest one, bro. And that's the reason why they carry themselves like that, because they're not used to being around real gang members to put them on check. That's why they talk so recklessly and do all this, right? Because they're not used to being put on check, right? That's how you could tell that they don't mingle around real ones, that they have been out of the mix for a while, just by their overall demeanor and how they carry themselves. All that shit that they talk and all that, just all that. And I get it. For the internet, people like it. It's funny. It's fun, because they're over here talking shit. So people, like the drama and stuff like that, right? And they find the jokes funny and stuff like that. But understanding that that's not what real is, bro, and separating the two, yes, they're funny and entertaining, but no, they are not real and solid, you know. Um, there's difference. Um, and that's people don't find real on here. They don't like real gang members because they think that life is stupid. It's a waste of time, chaos, and all that. So individuals are not liked by the overall masses because of being honest and how it really is, right? Instead of let people pretend to be and do what they want, like no one's getting hurt. What's the big deal? That's the thing, bro. Playing in the streets is nothing nice, bro. You pretend with this life, you are gonna get hurt, and that's what people don't like. That why can't they just, why does it have to bother people? You know what I mean? They give them that sympathy, right? Because they don't like the realness attached to it, right? The violence. But that's the thing, bro. This is why the saying goes, bro. Don't play with this life. This life's not to be played with. Um, because then these individuals, you've seen it time and time and time. They ran up on Whack, when C-Mac getting that DP'd, and, unfortunately what happened to Savage, that's what happens when you betray and pretend and all that, or other individuals hiding and stuff like that. That's what happens though, bro. And I know the internet sympathizes and stuff like that, because like, damn, that's messed up, because they're gonna be, oh, these guys are the villains, right? Why can't they just let them be? Why do these, that's the thing, these guys shouldn't be playing like that when they know better. You know what I mean? They brought it upon themselves. Those are the facts. Play with fire, you're gonna get burned. you know it's like, I'm not gonna sympathize for somebody if he burns the whole city down. It's like, bro, why the fuck were you playing with the fire? I'm not gonna be like, oh, well, at least you're okay, and why you guys mad at him? It was an accident. Like, nah, you shouldn't have been playing with the fire in the beginning. Um, because he knew better. Um, right? But just like I said, people tell their side of the tales, and people sympathize with it. Um, you know, People say that they want real and how they respect real, but in reality, they don't want real, bro. Um, they want what they think real is. Um, the gimmick, what they think, how they're supposed to be. A gangster's supposed to always be talking shit and tattooed and big and and all this. When in actual reality, that's not how homies carry themselves. And anybody who's from the streets will tell you that. You know what I mean? Um, there's a lot of fools that are all blasted, that are big, that are weenies, bro. Looking like the homie Shady Boy or Boldachi, they're all tattooed. They don't behave like that. They carry themselves cool. They're respectful. They're cool individuals. They're not always out there bam 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 doing all this and that like all these other individuals doing so much. These guys are just trying to sell you something. They're pretending. They got to sell you the image. While these individuals don't gotta sell you nothing. That's who they are. It's a difference. But that's just pretty much how you can tell the difference and about the subject. What do you guys think? Leave your opinions in the comments. Shout out, we out.